Here we are. Special announcement straight from our lips.
Emergency, I think you might want to
Ooh.
refer this to as, right?
What?
Is it an emergency announcement?
This isn't, well, I wouldn't call it emergency announcements, but it is very, very important announcement. And I'm gonna let you announce it for us, buddy.
So why Peter and I are recording today is that for all previous masterminds that we've done, this will be our third. We've always released them at Summit. We have an upcoming summit June 3rd and 4th in Nashville. And we decided to release this one before that because what happens is we release at Summit and it sells out and gets to full capacity. And maybe you're a listener, an avid listener, and you just couldn't make it to Summit this year. We want to give everybody an opportunity to have equal access to this. Moreover, we want to make sure that we're picking the type of people that can really benefit from what we do. So it's going to be done a little differently. Just because you want to join, we want to do a little bit of look under the hood on your practice, what you want to accomplish, and make sure that you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you, because everybody has their own unique desires and what they want to accomplish. We want to make sure that we're aligned. I think that's important with a limited number of spots.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that's also, there's more of the submission process now, just to make sure, because there is obviously a capped number, and based on the intel that we're getting from people who've hit us up throughout the year to want to join this next 2023 class, we wanted to kind of make it as a democratic process, fair process as possible, rather than just releasing at the end of Summit, hoping that someone stayed at Summit or came to Summit. We want to release it to all of the people who have been advocates of the Bulletproof ecosystem. So,
and also, Pete, I want to talk about two things. Number one, it's really three masterminds in one, because you got obviously the Bulletproof mastermind with you and me and our coaches. Then we've got the Bulletproof hygiene mastermind, and then Bulletproof team. And all three are independent and all going on at the same time. And I can count numerous times where we're working with the doctor and the Bulletproof hygiene team is learning something different. And we had to resolve that so that not only the education could be given, but that we could help execute on all the different things they're doing. So I say this, and I hope you agree with me, but one of our colleagues, Tish, actually said, I joined just for my team and my hygiene. He's like, I didn't even need to go because I knew I would get so much value from hygiene and team alone that it was well worth the cost. So he actually did come to the mastermind events as well. But I say, and I know you agree, that if you just had your hygiene and team involved and you stepped out of it, it would be a wonderful investment and worth every penny. But there's a specific reason why I think 22-23 is going to be important. And I know you know the reason. Can you expound on what you think is going to happen, Pete? Being I think macroeconomist,
that's right. Economist, as the house pseudo economist.
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 You took my lead on that. I took you down the wrong hole there.
You totally did. Yeah, is that obviously the sands are shifting underneath our feet a little bit, right? Which doesn't mean that it's time for doom and gloom. It just means that there's going to be different tactics, different approaches, different strategies to help you become and stay bulletproof in this macroeconomic climate than there was from the previous 18 months. So it's going to be different, but still opportunities will prevail, right? Putting yourself in the petri dish of other like-minded, growth-minded entrepreneurs that are in dentists is going to be probably one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. And
specifically now, though, Peter, with the headlines all saying that things are, we're heading into a recession, we're already in a recession, buckle down, everybody's talking that way. It's what group you put yourself in that's going to really dictate your future outcome. And being, listen, no one wants an economic downturn, but it's hard when the TV goes on sale for Black Friday, people sleep out overnight outside of Best Buy to get that TV. But when assets go on sale, what does Warren Buffett say when everybody's
be greedy when others are fearful, be fearful when others are greedy.
Exactly. So over this next year, when asset prices go down or regulate or normalize, we are going to be looking at very strategic ways to take successful people over this specific year and make them even more successkul.
There's ways whether that means expand your team, right? Expand your offices, or just other investment opportunities that you need, because or strengthen where others may falter. Let's say there's a downturn, right, in the average practice goes down 20%, let's just say hypothetically, right? We want to insulate so that there's still an up year versus even going into kind of contraction. We want to still go into that expansion scenario.
Well, power will move from weak hands to strong hands. Weak businesses, businesses that are limping along, businesses that aren't doing well, businesses who haven't been doing what they're supposed to do. This is the time to solidify and strengthen or capitalize and take out other people that are around you. So I am very, I'm making a statement that of all the years to do this, I believe that this year is going to be the year. Maybe the recession and downturn doesn't happen over this next year. I kind of feel like it will. And I think of all the years to be in a mastermind, as this is it. Look at what happened during COVID. We released our first mastermind 2 weeks before the world shut down. People joined, and then Peter and I got on the phone like, okay, COVID shut down the world. What do we do? And I remember there's a serious conversation, like, should we just stop the mastermind? But we decided to push forward. And it was probably the most valuable thing that we all had, because we had each other in our group learning, and we're all figuring out the things at the same time. So when things are good, masterminds are great. When things are bad, masterminds are really necessary.
Necessary.
I really do believe that.
Yeah, because dentistry, you feel so many times you're operating in this silo, this echo chamber, right? And even when you're in, let's say, take the economy out of it, Craig. Sometimes when you're entrepreneurial growth, you don't know if you're making the right moves because you don't have a panel that you can rely on to say, hey, what do y'all think? This is what I want to do. What do you think? Right? And now you've got a group of people who are genuinely invested in your success. Not just Craig and myself, but actually a group of your peers that stay in touch long after a mastermind is over, like you alluded to before.
Yeah, the first mastermind is still having get-togethers and meetings.
That's awesome.
And look at this last year with the 2021-22 mastermind. We were in Miami and then in Deer Valley. That was just amazing, because we're not just working on people's, financial challenges or practice challenges. We're actually working on fulfillment issues, which is really my power suit. I just love that, to get down to what people really, really want. Because if you get what you think you want and you realize you don't want it, that's freaking miserable. So I love diving deep on it with people to help them understand what really drives them, and to do the work to look inside to figure out what is going to make you happy. Because at the end of the day, if we help you get something you don't want, that's not really good for you. And I just love that stuff. And, also we've got many members that are now, they enrolled 2 years. We have a neurosurgeon that's very successful. We had a startup that didn't even have a practice for the 2020 mastermind. And now he's got a practice doing over 2 million. So we're going to make room for those people first. We want to take our legacy.
The re-enrollment rate from mastermind to mastermind is shocking to us, right? Not shocking, but it's encouraging, because we know that we're providing tremendous value, meaning that even though we go through X curriculum, there's still things that are changing every day in our market. There's still things that are being innovated every day in our market. And so it's allowing people to stay on the bleeding edge. Although they've heard the Bulletproof pathway, they've heard our curriculum, but we are doing current day things and pushing the envelope on where we are. And I think a lot of people find tremendous value. I know I do in that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm
glad we're doing this though, Peter. It always felt a little bit
rushed,
the access, and it was rushed, and, releasing on during the summit, and the summit's really consuming, we got,
and it wears you out, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the summit,
and then people like, hold me a spot, it's hard. And I'm glad we're creating a little bit more democratization of access to it. It makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, and opposed to doing it, we typically have done it at the end of a summit on the Saturday, where some people have left, like I said earlier, or you're just worn out from being like fire hose with information and new ideas in your team. And you're like, oh yeah, let me do more of that. So we're changing the process to give everyone equal access, make sure we're a fit, like Craig is saying. And
the website, Peter, is
bulletproofmastermind.com. Bulletproofmastermind.com. That's all I've got on that. I think there's just power in proximity, Craig. I think investing in yourself is going to be more important than ever. Investing in yourself and your team, which is going to be more important than ever in some of the days and some of the telltale signs that we have in the economy that's coming up. So it's
don't be scared about what's coming. Just put yourself in the right group. Don't be scared. You can't stick your head in the sand and try to forget the indicators. It's going to be a little bit of as you said, the sands are shifting under our feet, but that doesn't mean you're supposed to crawl in a hole and just wait for the storm to go. Use this time to your advantage.
Yes. All right. We hope that this message is landing on whoever it should land on. And if you're interested, obviously go there, bulletproofmastermind.com. And we look forward to meeting all of y'all soon.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Pete.